Hey guys, it's Jill. Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. So today's video is, as you can see, dump and go crockpot dinners, but we have 5 brand new dump and go beef recipes that I'm going to be sharing with you today. We are going to be making beef and barley soup, shredded beef enchiladas, slow cooker stuffed pepper soup, slow cooker spaghetti bolognese sauce, I hope I said that right, and slow cooker crockpot. They're both the same, I know, but crockpot Italian beef sandwiches. All of these recipes are super quick, super easy, really incredibly delicious, and most of them require no pre-cooking of any meat and literally just dump and go. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video. If you do, definitely give it a thumbs up. Comment down below which one you're most excited to make and try. And if you've tried any of these before, let us know your thoughts on them. Also, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. And let's get into this 5 dump and go crockpot beef dinner ideas for you guys. Tonight's crockpot dump and go beef series dinner recipe is going to be slow cooker stuffed pepper soup. So what you're going to need is 1 pound lean ground beef, 1 large onion, some red pepper, orange pepper, green pepper chop. I'm going to show you guys that in a minute. Garlic, 4 cups of low sodium. I have unsalted because I couldn't find low sodium beef broth. 2 cups of water, which I have over here. A 14.5 ounce can of diced tomatoes. You want those undrained. You're going to do some black pepper, chili pepper, paprika, brown rice, which that's not going to be till the very end, and then also some shredded cheese, again, not until the end. Let me take you over here. So I have already browned up my ground beef. So instead of buying the individual peppers and onions, your girl's on a budget, so I just picked this up. This was like $2 at Walmart, and it's the 3 pepper and onion blend. It's already chopped for you, the work is already done, and it's much cheaper than you buying all 3 of those individual pretty colorful bell peppers, but you also have the pretty bell peppers. So we're gonna go ahead. Obviously you want to brown your ground beef, cook that up, and then just add some garlic. I did 2 cloves of garlic mince and then added that whole package of onions and bell peppers, and from there I just cooked it. And we're gonna put this in the crock pot right now along with everything else. You're gonna cook on low for 6 to 8 hours, on high 4 to 6. If you don't like cooking your soups, I personally like cooking my soup. Some people are like, why are you cooking something that's already cooked for so long? The more and longer that soups cook, the better they taste. So that's why I personally am going to cook mine all day. So let's go ahead and get all this stuff in there.
Even if you tried, you wouldn't understand it. Maybe something's missing inside of you. Just a bit of sugar to that horrid bitter. Maybe you taste different. Hold up, baby, I can sit beside you.
Okay, so this has been cooking for 8 hours. It smells amazing, you guys. It smells so good. Look at this deliciousness. I'm going to enjoy every single bite of this, I know. But now it's time for us to add in our instant brown rice. I hope this worked. If you guys know anything about me and my crockpot meals, I don't have a really good history with doing rice in the crock pot, but hopefully this will work out. And we're gonna go ahead and turn it up to high, and we're gonna add in 3/4 of a cup, again, instant brown rice. Ooh. 2, 3. Just stir it. I'm gonna set a timer for 30 minutes, and this is going to cook for 30 minutes. So if you remember when I read you the recipe this morning, it called for cheese, and I don't want to put all of the cheese in the soup, so we're just going to do each individual bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with this Fiesta blend that I got from Walmart. And I'm just gonna put it on there. I usually weigh it, but I'm gonna kind of eyeball it today because I forgot my scale to bring it over here and I don't really feel like it. I also feel like sour cream would be good in this. I feel like sour cream is usually good in soups, and I'm gonna taste it real quick. Oh my gosh, this is incredible. This is the best stuffed pepper soup that I've ever had in my life. Because I've had it before and I was always like, it's okay. This one is amazing. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe my palate, my taste palate has just changed too, but this is really good. Highly recommend. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tonight's dump and go crockpot meal is going to be a slow cooker spaghetti bolognese. As I believe is how you pronounce it. I know I'm Italian, but don't tell anyone I just butchered that. Okay, so this is for 4 servings since I don't want to make a ton of this. But when you go on the recipe, you can adjust these serving sizes. So these are all of the ingredients you're going to need. I'm just going to not tell you the measurements because it's going to vary depending on if you're cooking for 8 people, 10 people, 4 people, however you want to do it. So you're gonna need some lean ground beef, garlic and onion, which I've already sauteed and it's over on my stove, and I'm gonna show you that in a minute. Some crushed red pepper, bay leaves. The recipe calls for thyme. I just need to go ahead and buy some thyme. But for now, I'm going to do what I always do, which is use Italian spice or Italian blend, whatever. Salt and pepper, some crushed bouillon cubes, beef broth, oregano, crushed tomatoes, a can of crushed tomatoes, tomato paste, and then the angel hair or whatever kind of pasta you're going to use or you like. I personally like angel hair, and that is going to boil separately. So let's just go ahead. We're going to dump everything into this crock pot. By the way, it's either beef broth or red wine. I don't drink wine, so I don't have it on hand, and I didn't want to go purchase it, so I just purchased beef broth. But you're going to cook on low for 6 hours, and then once it's ready, you cook the pasta, and then you put the pasta together, you reserve sauce. But I'll tell you guys all of that once we get to the pasta part. So let's go ahead and put all of these things currently that we have into the crock pot. Here's my sauteed onion and garlic, by the way.
You're going on about your simple life. Nothing left you thinking that maybe you're not different. Go on, blow up your ego, your undying ego. Oh, look here he goes, stepping on toes with his humble lacking everlasting ego. I guess it never hit you. Our conversation takes two, paying it some interest from time to time. Inside all that greatness and all of your adventures, you're all alone. Hold up, baby, I can sit beside you while you're going on about your simple life. Nothing left you thinking that maybe you're not different. Go on, blow up your ego, your undeniable.
Okay, so we're gonna cook this on low for 6 hours, and then I'll show you what you do when it's time to cook the pasta. It has been about 8 or 9 hours. I've just finished making and draining my pasta. I have a mug of pasta water, which is what you want to reserve, and that's the starchy pasta water, by the way. And here is my sauce. I went ahead and I took the bay leaves out because what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour my pasta into my sauce And then I'm going to add some of the starchy pasta water as needed. This smells incredible, you guys. I also have some garlic bread going in the oven. It smells so incredible. I'm gonna go enjoy this with my kiddos. I know we're going to love the heck out of this, because who doesn't love pasta? And I will see you guys tomorrow with another delicious beef dump and go crockpot recipe. Tonight's dump and go beef dinner is going to be slow cooker beef and barley soup. So what you're going to need is 1.5 pounds of boneless beef sirloin steak. Your girl's on a budget, so I just went with stew meat. That way it's already cut up for me as well, because that's what the recipe is asking you to do. So I just went ahead and saved money and time by doing that. 2 cans of reduced sodium beef broth, or basically 4 cups of beef broth. 1 can of stewed tomatoes, 3 medium onions, 3 medium carrots. I just took some baby carrots and I used my little chopper, which I will link down below, because everyone needs one of these in their kitchen. 2 small onions cut into wedges, which I've already done. 1/2 cup of barley. It's not supposed to be quick cooking. I totally messed up on that. So obviously I'm not going to cook that right now or put that in here right now. I'm gonna do it like 10 to 15 minutes prior to me eating. 1/2 cup water, 1 bay leaf, 2 minced garlic cloves. So we're gonna go ahead and throw all of this minus the barley into this. Cook on low for 8 to 10 hours or 6 to 8 hours, however long you wanna do your soups. I personally like to cook them as long as possible, or you can cook this on high for 4 to 6. And let's do this. Done. You can't really see the barley too much, but you've got delicious big chunks of onion, you got carrots, you got big chunks of meat. So here it is. I'm just going to top it with some Parmesan cheese, and this is dump and go beef crockpot meal number 3. We are having Crockpot Italian beef sandwiches. So what you're gonna need is 2 pounds of chuck roast. Again, I went the budget friendly way and I just did stew meat, and I also cut corners because stew meat is already cut up for you. So if you're gonna go ahead and go the chuck roast route, go ahead and cut it into chunks. Then you're going to need a packet of zesty Italian dressing mix, 8 ounces of sliced pepperoni, 8 ounces of this Italian. I have no idea how to pronounce it, but it just has vegetables and it's in a mild brine, so it's not super spicy or anything. And in that, it just has, I don't know, I think it's onion, celery, bell pepper, lots of cauliflower, and carrots. And then you're going to need 2 cups or 1 can of beef broth. And then for the end, which is the sandwich part, you're gonna need some hoagie rolls and some provolone cheese slices. And for that, you can either put that, eat it as is with the beef on top, or you can always put it under the broiler, which I think is a really good, delicious way to do it too. So we're just gonna let this cook on low for 9 hours. You can cook it on high if you want for about 6 hours, but we're gonna cook it on low because that's the way we like to do it, low and slow. So I'm just gonna dump all of this in there. I'm gonna do a little bit of the peppercini brine and put a lid on it, cook it for 9 hours, and then I will see you guys when it's done and we'll make our sandwiches together.
Isn't this a good life?
Here is the finished product. I just took this little thing and just kind of shredded the meat, and this is what we have. It honestly tastes a lot like Mississippi pot roast. If you've ever had that, it tastes almost identical to that actually, minus all of the butter and all of the fat. So yeah, we're just gonna have it on these little rolls with some provolone cheese. I'm gonna have some carrots on the side, and that is dinner number 4. Our last and final dump and go beef crock pot meal is going to be shredded beef enchiladas. You are going to need chuck roast. I do want to say this would probably be incredible with chicken and also incredible with ground beef. So just wanted to say that. But you're gonna need some chuck roast, salt and pepper, low sodium beef broth, which I did not get out, so I'll get that out in a minute. Salsa, cumin, I don't know how you pronounce that. I think it's cumin. Chili powder, onion powder, garlic powder, oregano. And then eventually, once this is done, we're gonna thicken the sauce, and we're gonna need some cornstarch. And we're also going to put this afterwards in, we're gonna roll up and make the enchiladas. And we're going to put it in the oven, but we're gonna need some tortillas and some cheese, but again, that's gonna be later on. And I wanted to show you, this is the stew meat that I have been using. It is the lean stew meat, and it only has like 4 grams of fat in a 4-ounce serving. So this recipe that I'm doing right now for my family makes 5 servings, and I changed it. The original has like 8 or 10 servings. So I also wanted to mention that throughout this video, I did change the servings to be more conducive to my family, and I mean, it's just the 3 of us. So I don't want to have 10 servings of everything that I'm making. So wanted to mention that. Now let's go ahead and dump all of this stuff into the crock pot. We're gonna set it on low and cook it for 6 to 8 hours. You can do it on high for 4 to 6. And then once this is done, we will assemble the enchiladas and put it in the oven and get it all delicious and cheesy.
Sipping on the rocks, citrus in our beverages. Citrus in our beverages. Show only the good sides. Always pretty smiles are covering our faces. You know it is all lies. You know it is all lies. On and on it goes. Round and round the rodeo. Breathing out air for a minute. Taking my time to begin with. On and on it goes. Swinging down in life, you know. Breathing out air for a minute. Yeah. Hey, would you rather stay right here? Make everything disappear. Keep playing my favorite song. Put your rose-colored glasses on. What if we stay right here? Make everything.
It's been about 7 or so hours, and this is what we're about to do. I have a baking sheet. My oven is preheating to 350. I have a saucepan on the stove. I'm about to put the stove on medium. I'm gonna take the beef out of the crock pot. I'm gonna take the juice and put it into the saucepan. I'm gonna take 1 tablespoon of cornstarch to this 2 tablespoons of water, whisk it together, make a cornstarch slurry, and from there we are going to thicken up the sauce, and then we're gonna make our enchiladas. I'm gonna transfer the beef into this bowl, and from there, I'm going to shred it and break it up. Here is the kitchen tool that every kitchen needs. I will link it down below. You can also get it from Kroger, Amazon. Well, I'm gonna link it from Amazon. Kroger, Walmart, any of those kind of places. I think I'm actually gonna put it back in the crock pot because I need a little more space to work with. So I'm just taking this thing and just going like this. I'm gonna go ahead and add in my cornstarch slurry. And once this kind of starts bubbling, I'm gonna taste it and see if it needs any more salt and pepper. So I have these low carb tortillas from Aldi. I'm just going to use 6 because like I said, I cut the recipe to meet the needs of my family, and we're gonna have 2 apiece. So if you want more, obviously you can double it. The recipe, when you go down below in the description box to pull it up, it will allow you to make changes as needed. Okay, so this is nice and bubbly, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. I tasted it, it doesn't need any seasoning, it's perfectly seasoned. I'm gonna take half a cup of this, and now I'm actually gonna transfer this beef into this bowl, because we're gonna move over to the other side of the counter, other side of the stove. Okay, so take half a cup of this deliciousness. It is delightfully flavored, by the way. It is really, really, really good. And then just put that in with the beef, and we're just gonna take a spoonful or so with some cheese, put it in the tortilla, roll it up, make 6 of them, put some cheese on it, cook it for 30 minutes. Then we're gonna top with some more of the sauce. So let's go do that.
Get a little lost in everybody's business. Why don't we all calm down? Why don't we all calm down? I think I'm the wrong size. Not enough room for everybody's egos. Why don't we all calm down? Why don't we all calm down? On and on it goes. Round and round the rodeo. Breathing out air for a minute. Taking my time to begin with. On and on it goes. Swing it down in life, you know. Breathing out air for a minute. Yeah. Hey, would you rather stay right here? Make everything disappear. Keep playing my favorite song. Put your rose-colored glasses on. What if we stay right here? Make everything disappear. Lay low in the beach's sun. Put your rose-colored glasses on.
Here is our last dump and go crockpot dinner, and I'm telling you, I saved the best for last. This is absolutely incredible. I could see this for sure being a staple with chicken or ground beef, or even with this meat. Oh my gosh, so incredibly delicious. And I just have a side salad on the side to get in some veggies. So that is our last dinner. That will do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, you guys know what to do. Give it a big thumbs up. And I'm going to go ahead and do a breakdown of each of the recipes that you guys have seen here, so you guys can get my review on what I thought of each of them. So the slow cooker stuffed pepper soup, incredibly delicious. I added, on the second night, I added 2 tablespoons of sour cream, and it was incredible. So I would definitely, if you like it a little bit creamier, add some sour cream, add a little bit of cheese on top, and it is top notch for sure. The beef bolognese sauce, I'm gonna be honest, I actually prefer when I brown up some ground beef, put a jar of sauce in the crock pot with it and let it cook all day. That to me tastes much better than this. Not that this was bad, but I feel like the jar sauce has more flavor, which I was actually kind of surprised because I thought this was going to be really, really good and really flavorful. And it was lacking a little bit, but it was still really good and something I recommend. I think that it would have been much better had I added some red wine versus adding in beef broth. This beef and barley soup was really good. I, however, would probably prefer, instead of having big chunks of beef, to instead have ground beef. The Italian beef sandwiches, definitely recommend. Delicious. I'm going to add ranch seasoning in the next time around though, but it was really, really good. And last but not least, the shredded beef enchiladas. These were definitely the star of this whole entire video. They were so incredible. They did take the longest to make. There were multiple steps, but highly recommend. Definitely worth it. It was still really super incredibly easy and quick. There was nothing to it. So yeah, highly recommend. And like I said, it was definitely the best. I can't wait to try these with chicken or ground beef. I think that would be amazing too. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. From now on, I first did a all chicken crockpot meal. This is an all beef. I will link all of my crockpot videos down below in the description box. But I also want to, and also at the end of this the screen, but I did want to mention that I'm going to go back to just doing regular crockpot meals the way that I used to do them, where it was just random. You know, there might be pork or chicken or beef, because this was a little more difficult and it wasn't my favorite way to do this, I'm going to be honest. But I now have one beef and one chicken, and yeah, we're going to keep doing them. So leave your suggestions down below in the comments. I love you guys. If you're not subscribed, please do so. Like this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Mwah.